The story of Nigeria's most notorious armed robbers, Lawrence Nomayakpon Anini. Lawrence Anini, the 26-year-old notorious robber who terrorized Nigeria, former Bendel state. Anini will forever be remembered in the history of crime in this country, but it would be of unblessed memory. That was the pronouncement of Justice James Omo Agege when he sentenced Lawrence Anini to death after reading the 33-page judgment, which took 80 minutes to deliver. Hello guys, welcome back to Make We Gist. If you're new here, consider subscribing and be part of this beautiful family. And don't forget to hit the red subscription button and also the notification bell so you get notified whenever we drop a new video. Okay guys, in the early 1980s, Anini, popularly known as the Law, carried out some of the most brutish robbery attacks in the history of Nigeria and replicated them with increasing sophistication, brazenness and arrogance that dwarfed the atrocities of many before him. Although he confined his atrocities to Bendel State, present-day Edo and Delta states and environs, Anini was a serious national security issue and an embarrassment to the Nigerian police force, spearheading a reign of terror that reached a crescendo between August and December of 1986. He killed at will, robbed, raped, and kidnapped, daring the top echelon of the police force by attacking the convoy of a police commissioner and assistant inspector general of police. Yes, you heard me right. He was that brutal and fearless. His reign of terror forced the Guardian Nigerian to ask in one of his editorials, would they ever find Anini the Law? His reign popularized a saying across the nation at the time, that of the 19 states in Nigeria. Anini possessed 3 Ondo, Anambra, and Bendel states. Born Lawrence Nomayakpon Anini in 1960, he was from Oro village in Oremon local government area, about 100 kilometers away from Benin City, the second child and only son of his mother, Madam Akugwehia Oradomagbe. 3 children. It was later revealed that his father, who died in 1980, had a son with another woman. When Anini moved to Benin City, his dream to become a driver. He learned how to drive and started driving a taxi in the city, despite being very young. At the motor park, his words was law, and he became known for resolving motor park crises, and that's why they started calling him the Law. He soon channeled his driving skills into crime, becoming the official driver for Benin bandits. After learning the ropes, he formed his own gang made up of Monday Osumbo, his second in command, Solomon Osemeha, Jumbu Ahonwa, Moses Idahosa, Philip Iwebelue, Bernard Obi, and Friday Ukboma. They specialized in carjacking and bank robbery. On his payroll was a police officer, DSP George Iyamu, who aided the gang's operation with security information. In our month-long research and travels, including the visit of the National Archive Assistant and Nationalized, 1980s and reached a crescendo between August and December of 1986 when he finally met his comeuppance. Residents of Bendel and neighboring state lived in fear and panic while Anini and his men had a free reign. The media named him the Outlaw of King or Outlaw of the Benin, or rather Outlaw King of Benin. In August of 1986, Anini and his gang raided First Bank, Sabogida Ora in Edo State. They stole $2,000, exchanged for 5 naira in 1986. Converted at today's exchange rate, for what Anini and his gang stole 34 years ago would be equivalent to 250,000 naira. On October 21, 1986, after stealing 46,000 naira from Agbo branch of African Sentimental Bank, Anini drove into a nearby market and tossed part of his loot from his getaway car to passers-by. This action, which he reportedly replicated numerous times, earned him the moniker Robin Hood, after a British folklore character who robbed the rich and shared proceeds with the poor. Anini was brutal and policemen were his top victims. A total of 20 persons, 11 policemen and 9 civilians were reportedly killed by Anini and his gang, explaining his reasons for unleashing terror on the men in uniform. He said, "I did not kill police. My own is to do my own. I am a driver. I drive. I always beg them not to kill policemen, not to kill people. My problem with the police is that they killed my father and my brother in Atibada and my friend Kisney Eweka, a Benin prince." So Anini became so emboldened that he started writing letters to his potential victims to announce his planned visit. And he never failed to honor his word. And the said time and date Anini visited. In August of 1986, Anini wrote a letter to the manager of the new Nigerian bank Ring Road branch in Benin City, informing the bank that because he intended to visit anytime, the sum of 10,000 naira should be set aside for him. There was a wide belief in the city that the police could not be trusted. Many residents who may have aided the police with information that could have facilitated Anini's arrest also suspected that they may be accused of being accomplices, or the police might send their names to Anini. Some even feared they could be killed. At the height of Anini's terror, the then head of state Ibrahim Babangida challenged the Inspector General of Police Etim Iyan and demanded Anini's whereabouts after a meeting of the Armed Forces Ruling Council in October of 1986. He said, "My friend, where is Anini?" Babangida asked IGP. In a letter he reportedly addressed to the head of state in October of 1996, Anini wrote, "Tell our president we like him, but we are not happy here in Bendel. The payment for everything is too much. That is why I now divide my money I get to the people." So Newswatch magazine in October 27 of 1986 publication listed the 6 conditions Anini gave for peace to return to Benin City, or rather former Bendel State. No more persecutions of innocent armed robbers. A stop to collusions between the police and the Nigerian Union of Road and Transport Workers and the members of the Ogboni courts. No more harassment of market women returning from their work. The abolition of the collection of 550 kobo into 5 naira by the highway patrol, equal treatment for everybody, and fair treatment for all legitimate drivers by the police. From the tone and contents of the letter, it would not be out of place to say he had positioned himself as an advocate for the NURTW, his former trade union, and the market women, and he didn't fail to speak for his fellow criminals whom he described as innocent armed robbers. In December of 1986, Bendel had a sigh of relief from Anini's reign of terror. After a height manhunt launched by the police, a 10-man team of crack policemen led by Superintendent of Police Kayode Omonaroro brought an end to his atrocities on 3rd of December 1986. He was in his usual merriment mode in the company of ladies at number 26 on Yemusa Street, opposite Iguodala Primary School, Benin City, when Orero, acting on a tip-off, invaded the house and apprehended in very little residence. According to multiple actors or accounts, when the police knocked on the door of the room, Anini himself opened it. Asked, "Where is Anini?" They tried to play smart. "Oh, Anini is under the bed in the inner room." He responded and made swift moves to walk past Omonaroro and his team. Omonaroro reached for his gun and shot Anini's left ankle. To render himself incapacitated, the police opened fire on the leg. At that point, he knew it was all over. Asked again if he was Anini, he replied, "My brother, I won't deceive you. I won't tell you lie. I am Anini." He was then arrested and taken to the police headquarters and transferred to the military hospital where he was treated and his injured leg amputated. According to a December 5, 1986 publication of a Guardian Nigerian saying in the archives, Florence was one of casualties of the encounter that led to Anini's arrest, and she was treated at the same hospital ward with Anini. Over the years, several reports have misspelled the name of police officer who led the Special Squad Mopo 5 that apprehended Anini as Wanreroro, or our visit to the archives revealed that he is Chief Superintendent Kayode Omonaroro. We surfed the archives and the internet, but there is no information about Omonaroro. At the time, the Guardian Nigerian, however, condemned the police approach in handling Anini's arrest. Anini may have been a callous man. There is no reason why the police pumped 6 rounds of ammunition to blow off his legs. And instead of taking him to the hospital immediately, the police first took him to their office, where they took their time. The Guardian Nigerian editorial of December 13, 1986 read, "The state has the duty to protect even a notorious bad man. It cannot be said that the force used on Anini was reasonable. It was patently brutal and unfortunate." So Justice James Almo Agege, the chairman of the first Benin Robbery and Firearms Tribunal, which tried Anini, his gang and DSP Iyamo sentenced them to death in February of 1987. On March 29, 1987, Anini was publicly executed along with Osubo by firing squad. Members of his gang have been previously executed with DSP Iyamo. During his larger-than-life era, Anini had predicted that his death would take place in one of the markets in Benin City. The population of Benin who witnessed his execution outnumbered the population that would have witnessed his death at the market. The Associated Press AP reported that thousands of people from all walks in Bendel State today, March 29, 1987, watched the public execution of the notorious armed robber Lawrence Anini and Monday Osubo in Benin City. Moments before he was shot, Anini accepted responsibility for all the atrocities he committed against society and asked the Lord to forgive him, the AP reported. So according to a 1986 publication of the African Guardian, Anini told newsmen that he fathered 2 children, Osaro and Emadio Bogbe, by his wife Ogo. He also claimed he was expecting a baby from a woman named Gladys who left him and fled abroad. In 1985, the police raided Anini's village and arrested many of the villagers, including his younger sister, his mother, who was also arrested but later released. Anini's crime left a stigma on his family, and 36 years after his death, his children say they are still labeled as sons of a criminal whenever they walk on the streets. Hello guys, welcome back to Make With Gist. If you're new here, consider subscribing and be part of this awesome family. I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheers and have a wonderful life. Peace.